PEDs, it's different. Shut your mouth, homie! No pumps, you can stash this on. Shut your mouth! Just a stim blend, no pumps, you can stash this on. Shut your mouth! No pumps, you can stash this on. Shut your mouth! Just a stim blend, no pumps, you can stash this on. Shut your mouth, homie! What up, homies? It's Garage Gym Homie. And today, I'm talking about my bulking regimen, man. Just going over what I'm currently doing in all aspects of this bodybuilding life, man. I say bulking, but I'm going to tell you what I mean by that. Is it worth it? Before we get into this here, please click the subscribe button. I got content coming out all the dang time for you, man. So click subscribe. And let's get into this, man. God bless all you homies. I hope you're feeling amazing. I'm flying high, living from the heart, man. Staying out of your dang head, man. Don't let me catch you in your head, homies. Anyway, man, I haven't done one of these videos in a while. Every season I try and go over just so people know. Maybe it gives you some ideas on how to implement. Dude, my glasses are fogging up because I'm so on right now. My God. I just got out of the sauna, man. This is crazy. Listen, let me take these haters off, man. Anyway, when I say bulking, a lot of you guys know that I have a different idea about bulking, and I'm going to tell you what that means to me. I always train in quarters from January, February, March. Then I take like 10 days off in the end of March, and I do my stim break. I do my rest week. It only makes sense for me to do a rest week and a stim break at the same time. Why am I going to try and push workouts through when I'm coming off, and detoxing up them stimulants and stuff, man? So I'm going to just use it to rest and recover. And then I do, so January, February, March, that's, a time where I don't need to be as tight or whatever. I could bulk up a little, not in the traditional sense, but, whatever. And then April, May, June will be spring training. That's when I shut it down. July, August, September, that's when I'm really like full force shred down. And then October, November, December, which is what I'm in now. I'm going to go in the last bit. And, so the last 10 days or whatever, 2 week, 10 days of every quarter, I just take the rest. And for me, man, these 6 months I consider the bulking months, the January, February, March, and then the October, November, December quarters, I mean. And for me, what that means is it's not so much about putting on a ton of muscle, man. Most of my muscle was made, the first, when I first started training before I was on testosterone, I gained muscle. And even with low T, I gained muscle, those newbie gains, homie. I was at least getting tight. I think I gained muscle. It looked like it. But I was at least getting tight. I had a six pack and stuff before I even ever got on testosterone and all that. So I was like super dialed in. Then my doctors put me on these high doses of tests. They called it's TRT, but it wasn't, they didn't know what they were doing. Let's be honest. Cause I was on like one regimen. It was like 200 milligrams of testosterone every 10 days or something. And so I would have real highs and real highs. So, when you take 200 milligrams of testosterone, you easily could be at 1,300, when it peaks in 48 hours or whatever. So it's real kind of easier to build muscle when you have such high testosterone. You're in that anabolic place. So I built a lot of the muscle on that. I've noticed that since I've lowered my testosterone, and I've been on this for years now, to 150 every week, essentially. I was on 100 every 5 days, which was like 140 every week, pretty much. But 100 I'm on now every Monday. It's been years since I've been on that regimen. I haven't really noticed that I'm building muscle anymore. I don't think my T is that high where I'm building muscle still. I think that I potentially could if I really dialed in my training and went heavyweight and all that. I'm not saying I can't build muscle, but it was a lot easier and then once I was on 300 milligrams of testosterone every 10 days or 2 weeks or whatever. And then like my tests went up to like 1600 when it peaked, and they were like, oh, we got to bring you down. They just didn't know what they were doing. So the point is, I don't think I'm like building muscle. So when I say bulk, to me, it means staying out of my head. My body's working really hard in those spring or summer months because my calories are really low. I'm trying to tighten up. I get down to like 1,700 calories, 1,800 calories or whatever, and I'm training twice a day. I'm doing cardio in the morning, freaking pumping iron in the afternoon or vice versa. So that's a big toll on the body, man. Like my body goes through sometimes I feel run down. I'm like, oh man, I really need to up the calories or whatever. Your body goes through a lot, takes a toll, it kind of goes through war when you're not eating enough to support your training. So these are the months where I can give my body a rest and stay out of my head. Not that I should be in my head then. And, let my body relax and recover more and not be so hard on the body. My cardio is going to be more intense in those spring and summer months, getting the heart rate up 150, whatever, when I'm doing cardio. Now I might keep it at a steady 120 or whatever, just calorie burning, 120, whatever, so that's the point, man. It's not about bulking. So I want to give you guys something that, some other bodybuilders might not tell you. Maybe this is nothing new to you. I'm not saying, you're probably an expert if you're watching this, but I'm just saying, maybe a different perspective than for some of you. Hopefully you can find value in the video. So what I'll say, man, is a lot of people think they got to go on a bulk to gain all this muscle. Dude, if you already have like kind of a higher percentage body fat, let's say when I say higher, I mean for like a real ripped bodybuilder, a lot of people, they might be at 18% body fat and think they need to go into a 500 calorie surplus to build muscle or whatever. That's just not true, man. You don't need to really, you could be on a kind of a maintenance or whatever that is. You don't need to be in a surplus to build muscle if you're if you're not super ripped, if you have like a higher body fat. You're not adding 500 calorie surplus. It's not going to do anything for you, except it's going to be harder to shred down. You're going to think you put on all this dang size and stuff, but it's not going to be a bunch of muscle. You don't need to do that. It's just going to make it harder when you want to shred down. That's not, if you're already a higher body fat, like that, you're more than, 12%, 13% for, you don't need to be in a real calorie surplus to put on muscle. I mean, you don't want to be in a deficit like that, but you don't need to be overdoing it with the eating. A lot of these people out here see these drugged out bodybuilders who eat 6,000 calories. You see the old school videos and this and that, and they think they got to imitate that. Man, that's just not true, man. Especially if you're a natural bodybuilder or you're just on like a low dose of TRT like me. You don't need to force yourself to eat. So I'm not forcing myself to eat. I'm eating enough where I'm just not hungry like I am in those summer months, where I'm more satisfied. My body's not feeling run down. I'm supporting my training, all of that. So I'm going to talk about exactly what I'm eating, the supplementation, and the whole thing, man. So my split, I've been on the bro split. I do it just because I enjoy doing it. I train one muscle group per week, and I like high volume training. That's me. I know there's a lot of different methods and styles, but in my head, in my heart, you gotta train the way you enjoy training so you don't fall off. The biggest reason that I've made gains and built quality muscle, not just muscle, homie, not fly-by-night muscle, quality muscle, is because I found a way to eat, rest, regimen, train, cardio that I enjoy where I don't ever fall off. I haven't fallen off in almost 11 years I've been training. I've never fallen off. For my meal prep, I eat clean Monday through Friday. I cheat Saturday night, Sunday night. Not all day Saturday, not all day Sunday. Saturday night, Sunday night, 2 cheat meals. It's not enough to destroy my physique and do a bunch of damage, but it's enough to satisfy me and make it so I don't fall off. That works for me. The way I train, I enjoy hitting 1 muscle group per week. I write down my muscle groups. I cross them out as I go. I do 1 for high stim Saturday with my brother. It's just what works for me. You might want to hit 2 muscle groups a week. That might be how you enjoy it more. Whatever you got to do to not fall off, that's the right split. You're going to make gains on any split. The most important thing is that you don't fall off. Consistency. So that's what I found. So there's bulking that works, man. There's bulking that doesn't work. I don't want to gain fat. I don't want to get fat when I'm bulking. People are, oh, you got to compromise your tightness. I'm not losing my 6-pack, homie. I've had a 6-pack for over 10 years. I'm not losing it so I could bulk up. It's not that important to me. I'd rather have the 6-pack and stay tight. I stay close to the mark. I don't believe in an off season, homie. I've never believed in that. I don't fall off. But I don't want to work too hard to get back on and do some extreme shredding to get back on. When now, after my bulking season, I could just decrease the calories a couple hundred or whatever, nothing even crazy, and just look super crazy. That's me. As far as like tracking, increasing the weight, and by the way, and then I throw abs in once a week. Treat abs like every other muscle group. I throw them once a week. So my training really doesn't stop from season to season. The only thing that differs, I just do different exercises each week. I love switching it up. One chest day I might do incline bench. The next I might do flat. I love switching it up, getting everything, certain exercises I like doing every week because I enjoy them. I'm not that dude who writes down every rep and everything. I will say that I'm trying to hit heavier weight right now because I'm eating enough to support it. I feel stronger. I'm feeling rested, and I feel like I could, pump out. I don't go below 8 reps for, generally. I don't really like if I can't hit 8 reps of something, like for me, like the weight's too dang heavy. I'm an iron pumper, man. I like getting a good pump, and I like repping it out. I'm not a power lifter. I don't do 1 rep maxes and all that ego stuff. I don't want to get injured. I want to pump iron until the day I freaking die, homie, or at least swim or be in the fitness life, So I don't do craziness, 1 rep maxes or freaking super heavy weight, things that are going to put me at risk because I love pumping iron so freaking much. I don't want anything to get in the way of that, man. That's me. So I'd rather just keep the ego at the door, pump an appropriate amount of weight where I'm just feeling good, man. I'm just trying to get high, homie. Like I just get in the gym, I vibe out to the music. I'm not like thinking about every rep and weight and everything. I just keep tension on the muscle and I'm pumping iron, man. I'm enjoying it. I love it. I'm passionate about it. It's what works for me. Some of you might want to write down everything and increase your strength and this and that. That's cool too, man. If that's what keeps you on track, from falling off. My cardio sessions generally are, not generally, they're 5 days a week. I usually swim every week. I do swim every week. I do the stair mill probably a couple times a week. In the summer, I'm biking. Right now, I'm just doing stair mill, walking the dogs when I can. I count those as cardio sessions, low cardio, and my watch has to say, like 300 calories, sometimes 350, but at least 300 and at least 35 minutes. When I'm walking the dog, that might take an hour and 20 minutes for me to, for my watch to say 300 calories when you're walking the dogs, so that's a long cardio session, a long walk. So just steady state calorie burning, man. The swimming I love, the stair mill I love all the different forms of cardio. I'm doing them 5 days a week, and I split my cardio up in my strength training. I'm doing one in the morning, I'm doing one in the afternoon, and vice versa, and then I got 2 days off for the week for rest and recovery. You know, my macros right now, I'm at like 2,400 calories a day. It's nothing crazy. That's like a bulk to me, man. I might bring it up to 3,000, you know, at the most. But if I don't need to, I don't need to. You know, it depends. I'm not just going to throw food in there. I've never believed in working. Hey, I've never believed in working against like people are like, oh, I can't eat enough. I have to force myself to eat all that. I'm not into that, man. I don't want to force myself to eat, and I don't want to be super hungry all the dang time. You know, I'd rather be a little unsatisfied than full and forcing myself to eat and embrace the tightness. You know, that's just me. But my protein stays at 200 year round. My carbs right now are at 200. Might bring it up to 250 soon or whatever. You know, we'll see how I respond. And my fat is so like 84 to 90 grams a day. So I'm at about 2,400 calories right now. But that's an increase. That's a bulk compared to the 1,800 I was on, you know, 3 months back or whatever. So that is a nice increase right there. My meals are simple. In the morning, I have overnight oats. It's 50 grams of dry oats, 2 tablespoons of natural peanut butter, ounce or 28 grams of chia seeds, thickens them up, good for your gut, and a scoop of whatever protein powder I'm on. That's the overnight oats. A second meal, it's 6 ounces of protein, steak, chicken, whatever the heck I want, protein, steak, chicken, or fish, whatever kinds I want, and carb. Right now I'm using a brown rice pasta. The only ingredient is brown rice. So it's just brown rice, but it's in a pasta form. I got it at Kroger or whatever. And then 4 ounces of veggies. Simple meal. It's like 550 calories. I did ground beef this week, 90% lean. But last week I did New York strip steak. You know, and I've also adjusted the fact of staying out of my head from things like sodium and fatty meat. You know, I used to think you needed only chicken breast, only the leanest meat, you know, only 96% lean beef, only top sirloin or this kind of, you know, what was the other one? I forget the other kind of steak, eye of round. That, you know, I'm different now. I'm getting a little older. My body needs the fat. I'm staying out of my dang head. Nothing's wrong with good animal fats, man. Sometimes instead of chicken breast, I do chicken thighs. The profile's not much different, and I get some good fats with it, and it tastes better. You know, I do ribeye steak, man. 6 ounces of ribeye. I enjoy it, man. I don't see that I'm any less tight. You know, a lot of the stuff I once thought in my head were my disease centers turned out not to be the case, man. You know, I'm trying to adjust. Sodium. Yeah, when you eat out at a restaurant, you get 10,000 milligrams in a freaking meal. Obviously, that's no good. You're going to retain water, but sodium is a mineral that you need for your body. You know, I do transparent Labz hydrate, you know, after I do cardio. I add maybe some sriracha or some sauce. I used to think no sodium seasonings, none of this, none of that. You guys have seen me evolve throughout the years, man. You know, your body's going to put all this stuff to good use if you're training like it. And I always tell you guys anyway, man, remember, are you going for Mr. Olympia or are you trying to look good and feel good? I'm trying to look good and feel good. I feel amazing, man, all the dang time. You know, when you got to think about when you're freaking in the sauna every day like I am, I do sauna every day. When you're doing cardio 5 days a week, sweating, when you're pumping iron, you're doing all, your body needs that sodium, man. Don't be scared of it. But yeah, this is if you're consistent and dialed in, man. You know, your body's going to be like a freaking machine on me. It's going to put all that stuff that you once thought was bad to good use. And if you're eating healthy. I mean, to me, you know, fatty cuts of meat, you know, it's It's whole food, man. It's healthy. You don't need just plain chicken. You're missing out on good testosterone building things. And then my third meal is 2 Papa Steve bars. My fourth meal is just a protein shake with 2 scoops of protein. And then my fifth meal is another 6 ounces of protein, 6 ounces of cooked protein, 12 ounce, 4 ounces, 112 grams. That's what I meant to say. 112 grams, 4 ounces of veggies, and a piece of fruit. I either do banana, apple, or some berries or whatever. I rotate each week what fruit I buy. So yeah, man, stay out of your dang head. And my weekend cheat meals, man, I enjoy them. I eat whatever the heck I want. I don't track it. I give myself a few hour window. I start at like 6 p.m. I don't want to eat after like 9 p.m., dude. Like 3 hours. I don't want to feel like junk all night and like eat up to the last second before I go to bed. I want to rather feel better. And so a few hour window to eat what I want. Ice cream, pizza, pasta, whatever the heck I want to eat, I eat on Saturday and Sunday night, man. So this is all about staying out of your dang head. All I drink, man, is water, aside from my intra-workout, or my pre-workout too. And also I have 1 drink of hydrate after my cardio sessions for just some added hydration, minerals, electrolytes, whatever. So I like that, and I look forward to it. I enjoy it. My supplements are pretty simple, man. I don't go crazy with supplements, despite being a supplement reviewer. I only take stimulants when I pump iron or when I do cardio, but I can only take them once a day, and it's first thing in the morning. So if I'm doing cardio in the morning and I'm pumping iron in the afternoon, that means for the cardio I could take a fat burner. For the afternoon workout, I got to take a non-stim pre. I love pumping iron, man, non-stim. I just love pumping iron. I don't care if I'm stimmed up or not stimmed up. I just love the iron pumping. And besides that, right now I'm using Formula 12 by Huge Supplements. It's kind of a bulkier intra-workout. I'm generally not a huge fan of those because it's got like the intra-workout carbs and stuff. But as I said, man, I'm staying out of my dang head. I'm going to enjoy it. And I do notice it actually helps with the training. But generally, I just sip an EAA formula during my workout. I sip on it. I enjoy it. And whatever EAAs I have at the time. The other thing that I have is non-stim pump formulas. I'll stack those on top of pre's if the pre's lacking pumps. And I have a protein that I rotate depending on which one I'm on to review. And then I got my vitamins that I take at 4:30 every day. And right now I'm doing vitamin C, zinc, D3, and K12 or whatever. K2, I don't know, D3, K2, whatever. Magnesium by glycinate. The multivitamin by Panda, a joint care by Transparent Labz. I said vitamin C, and a B complex. So I take those like a handful of freaking pills, 5 days a week, and then I don't take them on the weekend, give my body a chance. So, just to flush some of that stuff out because I'm not taking it every single day. The recovery is super important, man. Like that's a big part of my regimen. That's why I always preach rest weeks. A lot of you are in your head, I can't take a rest week. It's going to kill my gains. That's your head talking to you, man. Your body wants the rest. And I don't think anyone, I'm not going to say anyone. I don't like saying that, so I'm going to rephrase that. Training more than 5 days a week, man, is kind of BS for people. I just think that 2 days is for sure crucial. A lot of humanity could get away with 4 days a week of serious training and 3 days rest. So it all depends how intense you're going in the gym. And but any more than 5 days to me is overdoing it. So I'm doing 5 cardio sessions plus the abs and 5 strength training sessions. So that's 10 workouts in a week, but I get those done in 5 days. Managing water retention from cheat meals, you just get back on your routine, homie. That's how you manage it. You flush out with water, you do the morning fasted cardio, take a sauna, get right back on your routine. Your body's going to do what the body's going to do. You don't need diuretics. You don't need anything crazy. You don't need extremes. You get right back on your dang routine. You're going to get rid of that sodium bloat from the weekend cheat meals. I also take a nap every afternoon. By the time in the morning, I wake up at 6 a.m. I pump iron or do cardio. I work all day at the office. I get home. I'm freaking tired, dude. I need 20 minutes, 25 minutes, just a quick power nap, man. Really is just enough to put me right back in the mindset to get through the rest of my day with that next iron pumping or cardio session and finish up the day, man. So, and then the sleep routine, man. Crucial for gains, man. Crucial for feeling good. Crucial for spirituality. I'm praying in the morning. I'm praying at night. I'm praying halfway through the day. I'm praying at least 3 times a day. It's in between when I fall short, when I really need to pray, when my head goes crazy and I got to go to God. For a good sleep routine, you got to go to sleep at the same exact time every night, so your body's on a clock. I'm in bed at 9:30 every night. Wake up at 6. That's 8.5 hours, man. I'm a freaking serious iron pumper, man. I want that sleep. I want to feel good. And the best part of that, and then I'm going to bed without anything on my mind. Meaning, I'm gonna do my best to wrap up any arguments. I don't want to argue with Stephanie before bed and we go to bed angry. It's happened before. I don't like it, man. It's bad for my soul and I get ugly sleep. I don't want to go to bed in fear. I don't want to go to bed where I owe people an apology. I'm gonna tie up loose ends. I'm gonna pray. I'm gonna thank God. I'm gonna think about others. I'm gonna review my day. That's how you get good sleep. That's how you make gains. The other thing I'll say is, so I want good sleep, man. The other thing I'll say, the added benefit of good sleep, you feel stimulants way better. You're a stim junkie. You like the pre-workouts. I like them, man. You like the fat burner, whatever it is, you're going to feel them better if your body has had good sleep. Your adrenal glands are rested. You metabolize all those stimulants out from the day before. If you're only getting 5 hours of sleep and stuff, those stimulants aren't going to be working optimally because you're run down. Your receptors aren't refreshed. Your brain's not rested. You're on burnout mode. You're just adding stimulants on top of stimulants. To me, are not to be relied on to wake you up, and you got to already go into the war prepared for battle, homie. The stimulants are just extra fun, man. Just because you've earned them, because you have a good sleep routine. They're last. Supplementation's last. The other thing is I have sleep supplements. I use them 3 days a week. Right now I'm using Nightmare by Insane Labz once a week. I'm using Crash by Vices and Vibes once a week. And I'm using Anesthetized by Blackstone Labs once a week. 3 spread out. I don't use them 2 days in a row. That way the GABA receptors are not getting too burnt down. And I enjoy them. Helps me with the rest, the recovery. Only one of those out of the 3 has melatonin. So I save that for a Friday night so there's no lag, so I'm not risking the melatonin lag or whatever. And then as far as the pre-workouts go and stuff, what am I doing, man? If I do an alpha yo hitter one day, maybe I could do some DMHA the next day or whatever, or just like a daily or whatever. I try and alternate, so I'm not using, aside from caffeine, the same kind of stims days in a row. So my body doesn't have a tolerance. I've reviewed 500 pre-workouts. Go check my playlist. I could take a daily driver right now and feel freaking amazing because I'm well rested. I don't abuse stimulants. My tolerance is in check. I don't use them unless I'm training. I have a lot of rules set in place for myself. And, I make sure to adhere to them. I've never gone off track with them. The most you could ever say I've done to not adhere to my rules is when I got engaged the other day, I treated myself to a cup of coffee. I was in Florida, too. I was on vacation. That's as crazy as I get, homie. I mean, I don't take a lot of you out here taking DMHA pre-workout for work or something. That's not me, man. I don't need any of that. I want to keep my tolerance down. Then I don't take DMHA more than twice a week tops. Alpha Yo I could take 3 days a week or whatever, but it doesn't have that unhealthy feeling that the DMHA has. So this bulking regimen, man, it's not like bulking like standard traditional bodybuild. It's just letting myself not be so hard on my body, man. Like maybe my dad might come in town from Florida because he's there for the winter. Maybe I want to have dinner with him on a Wednesday night. It's outside of my routine. All right, maybe I'll do that, man. I'll stay out of my dang head, man. Life is short. That's what this is about. Precious time with loved ones. Look, man, your body's going to put all this to good use. You don't need to do an extreme bulk, man, to build muscle. That's what I'm saying. Patience and consistency. Patience and consistency. If I don't have a six-pack, my bulk is out of control. That's never happened, and that's not going to happen. I'm not going to let it get out of control. I don't need to be in 1,000 calorie surplus to freaking build muscle. I don't know that I'm going to build muscle anyway, but if I'm in 1,000 calorie surplus, all I'm doing is risking putting on a bunch of fat. I've already have enough fat on my body where I can build some muscle. If I'm going to build muscle, I'm going to build muscle. It's not going to be because I'm eating 1,000 more calories or whatever. I'm already eating in a little surplus or whatever. My 2,400 calories, I'm noticing I'm going up a little bit on the scale. I'm at like 178 pounds right now. Just a few weeks back, I was at 174 pounds. So it's like I am going up a little bit. So that lets me know that I am going to. So if I'm going to build muscle, I'm going to build muscle. Maybe I am building a little new muscle tissue or whatever here and there. It's hard for me to tell. So just personalize the whole regimen, man, based on what works for you. Find whatever the heck you got to find so you don't fall off. And share in the comments, man, what your regimen is, man. Let me know what you think. That's my regimen. And God bless all of you, homies. Together, hit the like button, man. I love you guys. I'm out.